Welcome to Creative Math Experiences. Math is around us every day and throughout our lives. When we think about recognizing patterns, and that could be recognizing patterns or shapes within the classroom, but also using things like pattern or shape blocks. Centers, using things like counting bears to make different patterns of varying complexity, or just to play with as well as we're learning one-to-one correspondence and that numbers actually mean something versus just rote memorizing. Certainly, blocks are a very popular center, and we're learning shapes and building and lots of fun constructions that way. And even with writing, this picture in the lower right is Map Man, which is part of Handwriting Without Tears. And it begins by teaching the basic shapes, those lines, those squares, those semicircles and circles that are used as the basis to form all the letters that we eventually create as we get older. So not only can we recognize shapes, we can recognize shapes in our creation of individuals. That could be building people, building houses, and also as the base for our later letter creation. So we can see how literacy, math, art, they all start really moving together. The concept of rote versus rational counting, I mentioned a moment before, but rational counting is when we're really understanding that the numbers we're saying connect to things. With rote counting, it is, I might be able to count to 10, but I'm not really understanding what they mean yet. I'm just reciting that. But with rational counting, I'm really understanding the concept of quantity. So it might start rote, and that could be through songs, that could be through counting games in class, but we're starting to, again, have that discovery through constructivism, through active exploration of the world, where I start to understand things on a deeper level. We can also use math to document or track learning and discoveries. So measuring things in the class, measuring my height, measuring my weight, my growth, measuring plants as they grow, determining how many blocks we need to build a house. There are so many things we can use when we're starting to use that rational counting as well, that we can start to document real experiences that we're having. And that could include science, math, and social studies in all the areas that we're studying.